Tonight, we continue our investigation into a Bradford County murder-suicide. Rachel Kerr was a mother, a daughter, an Orange Park business owner, a friend loved by so many people. And she was also a woman who feared for her life. She had a protection order against her estranged husband, who had been arrested multiple times. These are his mugshots. But just 8 days after he was released on bond, the sheriff says he came to Rachel's home and killed her. Now, her friends are speaking out. They're calling for change to make sure something like this never happens again.
Let's see what he's got. This might here.
Oh my God.
Here's his weapons.
Spread out on a table at the Bradford County Sheriff's Office.
The stuff he had in his vehicle. And Andy, you may want, Lieutenant, you might want to explain.
This is what police collected from the crime scene, where they say Lloyd Kerr murdered his estranged wife, Rachel Kerr.
We've got the torch that we showed you, duct tape here, tools, drill, more tools, soldering iron was in there, plethora of ammunition. Here's the black bag. That is the note.
From an AR-15 to a shotgun, several handguns, and more than 100 rounds of ammo,
He had put a lot of thought into this.
the sheriff says Lloyd came prepared.
He knew exactly what he was going to do by that detailed note he left behind. Had he got them away from there in that vehicle that day, this, I truly believe, would have been a much worse ending than what we had to deal with already.
I'm sick. I'm sick. I think it's awful that it had to come down to this. I think that somebody in the judicial system needs to take responsibility for what happened. Because as far as my personal opinion, Lloyd should have never been set out on a bail.
We reached out to the court to find out why he was given bail. A spokesperson for the 8th Judicial Circuit responded by writing, "Judges speak through their rulings, and it would not be appropriate to offer additional commentary outside that context."
I don't know what he had in front of him, so I don't want to judge him for something that I don't know all the facts to what's set in front of him. Could we have done more? You're damn right we could have done more. Absolutely, everybody in this case, to protect people of domestic violence. It is wrong, it's real, and we've got to, as a society, we've got to do more.
Do you think the law needs to change where if there is a documented pattern of violating restraining order after restraining order after restraining order, you should be held without bond?
Absolutely. I think that maybe something our legislature needs to take up and maybe take that discretion away from the judge and just say, once they have violated a judge's order, when a judge says, you shall not, and you violate that, they shouldn't get a second chance.
As for all the weapons found at the scene that Lloyd was court-ordered not to have, unlike some other states in Florida, it's based on the honor system.
If you go to their house and you say, hey, I need to get your guns, the judge says you can't have any guns, it's an honor system. We don't have a search warrant to search the house.
Rachel's friends say the laws need to change now before any more lives are lost, and they want mandatory GPS monitoring for anyone who violates a protection order.
So if they go within a certain radius of the home or the workplace that the victim or a place that the victim frequents, the police are immediately notified and dispatched.
I hope we will all work together to make sure that this doesn't happen in vain, and that we work with our legislators and the rule makers. Or if we've done something wrong in this case, we have to re-examine all of them. As I say, in the last 2 years, the 3 murder cases in our county have all come from domestic violence. So we got to figure out what the hell can we do better, and that's where we're at.
I don't understand why a judge just gave him bail and he walked out. That has to change.
I know a lot of people are begging for protection from the system and they just won't listen.
We want justice for every victim that's ever suffered from domestic violence.
And if we can get something passed in Rachel's honor, that's what I would really love.
I'm a kid still, I'm a teenager, and I watched this happen, and I've watched it happen so many times over and over again.
And her children are wonderful. And now they're left without a mother and a father.
Now, Rachel's family and friends are hoping that her story will spark change and save lives. And it is already having an impact. After we shared her story with lawmakers today, State Representative Deborah Tendrich shared it with a House committee. That committee then unanimously approved a domestic violence bill that would strengthen penalties for repeat offenders, create a GPS monitoring pilot program to help protect victims, And it would require courts to order electronic monitoring supervision if certain conditions are met. Tomorrow at 5:30, my one-on-one interview with that lawmaker who introduced the bill that is now making its way through the Florida legislature. And we are on your side with resources if you or someone you know is in a domestic violence situation. The Florida hotline is 800-500-1119. In Georgia, you can call 800-344-2836. We also have the websites right there on your screen.